the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast.
What's up, everybody? How we all doing this Saturday afternoon? I know this looks weird. We're not in the normal Protoman HQ surrounded by Transformer toys. We're surrounded by vinyl records and vintage music. Hope everyone can hear me properly. I had to cobble together the audio settings and everything at this last moment. What is happening? Tucker, how you doing? So, anyone who caught Aaron Archer's live stream yesterday maybe got a little bit of an update on what's going on. So I'll just kind of give you a visual pretty much. Wednesday, Montreal and a lot of Eastern Canada got hit by an absolutely insane ice storm that we haven't seen in about 25 years. Last time we saw something like that was about 1998, and it was pretty crazy. And I pretty much woke up to this on Wednesday morning. For people who aren't familiar with what an ice storm is, you're very lucky. It's when you find this beautiful menagerie of warm weather with rain, and the rain hits the trees and sticks to every single branch like a thick layer of ice. And here's what a single branch would look like. Backwards here. So you get a ice cylinder about the size of your wrist on every single branch. And entire trees come crashing down, destroys absolutely everything in its path. And Protoman woke up this morning and looked at his backyard and, well, F me. Is that my electrical wire and my internet wire and a tree on top of it? It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? So Wednesday, no podcast from Protoman. Thursday, no podcast from Protoman. Friday, is Protoman dead? What's going on? Talked with Aaron Archer. Told Aaron and Jaws D to let the world know that I'm going to be kind of out of commission for a bit. And this wasn't just me, it was everyone in Montreal. We all got screwed over in different shapes or fashions. Just, I guess I upset the GoBot gods last week by making fun of the GoBots, and well, they dropped a tree on my power lines and my electrical line. So, yeah, I know there goes the podcast streak, but it had to be an act of God to stop that. It wasn't going to be me. They had to literally drop a chunk of tree onto both. It's both. You look at it. It's both my electrical line and my internet line all in one swoop. So, I went a couple days, no electricity. All the food in the fridge became garbage. Was literally surviving on perishables and stuff like that while going out every single day to eat. But because the rest of Montreal was also screwed over, that means like going to Wendy's and waiting 2 hours to get a burger. It was nuts. It was absolutely mad. I went to Walmart to get food, even like their pre-made food, and there was like riots. It was so insane. It was so insane. But long story short, as time progressed, slowly this Saturday, certain parts of Montreal were starting to get their power back. And the cornerstone of avoiding the ice storm of 1998 was Côte de Neige, where my parents live and where I grew up. And lo and behold, guess where I am right now? Beatles records, Ludwig van Beethoven, a Spawn Jimi Hendrix. Yep, I'm in my dad's room. I'm in the elusive record cave. If you think Protoman's video game rooms or his Transformer room is impressive, you should look around here. This is thousands upon thousands of vinyl records. What do we got here? We got Crazy Times with Gene Vincent and stack of Rolling Stones singles. all over the place, as far as the eye could see. So we're going to be doing the live stream from my parents', just because they have internet. The record room is an acoustic room for music, so it's amazing for recording. You can't hear anything except your own voice and the scream of death. And the lighting's not too bad. I mean, it could be better, but this is a room for sound, not for visuals. It's got the speakers on both ends here. I wish I could show you guys. It's got speakers on both ends there. So you get there's a Pink Floyd old Montreal Forum. It's crazy here. It's pretty crazy. Wish I could show you guys. Did I just mess with the camera here? Don't want to mess with it too much. Managed to get a good shot. So, but we're still going to be talking Transformers. We might have missed a little bit of news here and there, but we're going to cover it. For people who have been asking, no, I did not see the Super Mario movie because of Act of God. No one in Montreal was able to see the Super Mario movie because every movie theater didn't have power, and places that did have power put generators on just to keep like food going and stuff and perishables. It's going to be hard to read the stream too. I'll try my best with the super chats and everything. But let's jump into some news because we did get quite the busy week here in Transformers, and we had a lot of stuff. But again, you might not see. Hopefully Monday. Hopefully Monday I'll have the internet back and electricity. No promises, but if you don't hear from me over the next couple of days, now you know why. Jeez, it has not been this bad in a very long time. Quarter century since something like this happened. Man, look it up. It's in Wikipedia. It was the January 1998 North American ice storm, which wrecked all of North America in the Northeast. And well, it's back, baby, 25 years later. But let's jump into some Transformer news. And let's jump into, let's see, what do we start here with today outside of Protoman's plight? Let's start with the Autobots Unite subline by Rise of the Beasts. Let's talk about this. A lot of crazy stuff there. Ben Williams, does he have the 86 movie on vinyl? He has all three versions on vinyl. Rhino, Gold Label, and the reissue that they did in 2016. They did a reissue one, which was a limited press. I remember Vince DiCola had those at his table too. I think it was BotCon 2016. I think he had it. I think it was Vince had it. I don't know if Stan Bush did, but oh yeah, he's got a lot of cool stuff here. He's got like the Batman Prince album. He's got what other like iconic man, he had like the first Laserdisc of Flashdance. A lot of crazy stuff in here. I can't even begin to explain what I'm surrounded. Of course, like Star Wars and all of that stuff too. What's up, Aaron? Welcome to the madness, Aaron. Welcome to the Proto Cave. Well, Proto Dad Cave. We got here little nippers. If anyone remembers those from, actually he has the painting up there. There it is there. RC, and there's been a lot of cool stuff in this room. A lot of cool stuff. And every time I touch the camera, it's going to screw it up. Just to show anything. Let's put, what do we got behind me here? I got the Beatles. This is the infamous Butcher album, which was banned because it had babies' heads on it or something. Look that up. It's worth pretty good money today. Next to an Elvis clock. How you doing? A lot of crazy stuff in here. Anyways, so let's jump into some news. Again, we're talking about the Transformers Rise of the Beast Autobots Unite subline. A lot of crazy stuff was shown over the past couple of days to add to the other stuff that we saw. More specifically, some more reissues, some more Bumblebee movie reissues here and there. The Power and Power Plus series of Bumblebee and Optimus. So those are straight up reissues of the Bumblebee 2018 movie versions. And then, of course, amazingly, they took the Blitzwing Power Plus series that they did in late 2018, early 2019, and they painted it in a Starscream. I give an individual breakdown about this and all the crazy stuff that's going on with that, trying to make sense of how this mold's going to turn out, because it does have the head swapping gimmick like Blitzwing from animated and everything, but they kind of fused it in there. A lot of cool stuff. But we're going to be expecting that, but there's tons of other stuff. We got all this other Rise of the Beast product that has been showing up over the past couple of days. On the top left there, we got the Flex Changer Cheetor. We got all the individual, so the 3 packs of the Jungle Mission Buzzworthy Bumblebee ones, it looks like they're starting to show up in individual packs too. Air Razor, Cheetor, the Bumblebee here, already the individual packs of those are showing up. So maybe Mirage is a exclusive to the 3-pack. We don't know. It's yet to be seen, but if one of those that don't show up, then we'll know if those 3-packs are exclusive to like certain things, or is it, a Target exclusive. We also have the Battle Changers of Mirage here. We got the Battle Changers of Optimus and Rhinox. We don't have really good images, unfortunately. So we're still trying to make sense of everything. It seems that every time people find photos of stuff, they take a blurry image and then they walk away. I mean, I'm grateful for whatever we could get, but I mean, it'd be nice if we got some nice, clear images of the back of the packaging too with some of this stuff to see how these characters are supposed to look in some shape or form. I understand you don't want to buy the product and take photos. That's cool, but just take a picture of the back of the product. That'd be good also. So a whole bunch of those. So there's, again, a lot of stuff that's to be expected of Rise of the Beast, getting stuff of multiple price points, of different gimmicks and everything from this Beast Alliance kind of subline. That's what we call the main line, more or less. So different kinds of Mirages, different kind of Air Razors, different kinds of Cheetors and Bumblebees and Optimuses and Rhinoxes. Speaking of Rhinox, here's another variation also. We have the Beast Alliance 2-pack here, and you have a different kind of wheeljack that comes with what's supposed to be the weaponizer Rhinox, but it looks like it has a different paint deco on it, or at least a different kind of molded plastic, if anything. So there's already variants within the weaponizers with the 2-packs. So you could get a Rhinox with brown feet or silver feet if you buy the single pack. There's a lot of wacky stuff that's out there if you're looking for it. Pretty cool. This has all been showing up over the past couple of days because slowly all of this is starting to show up in retail in different places. Again, I can't confirm anything here. I would have went out this weekend to do some shopping and find out what's out in the wild right now here in Canada, but let's just say Canada right now is covered in some snow and insanity. In April, it's spring, for God's sake. What is going on? Global warming is kicking our butt. But speaking of Rhinox, here's some other ones too. We got this awesome 2-pack that we got here, which is called the Stubborn Confrontation BWVS02 2-pack. And this is continuing what we saw last week with the Optimus Primal and the Megatron, taking those Kingdom molds and giving them a premium finish-esque kind of paint scheme. And now they're doing the same thing here with Rhinox and Scorponok. Fun fact, Rhinox and Scorponok came in a 2-pack back in the day in Japan, so they're continuing that tradition. That all probably explains why there's such a huge height discrepancy. The irony is back in the day, Rhinox was the deluxe class, and Scorponok was the mega that towered over him. And now it's the other way around. Funny how things go. But I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, I know some people aren't a fan of that Scorponok mold. Some people think it's not that great. But I mean, in all honesty, it's a lot better than what we got before. And I mean, when you compare also the paint deco, so on the left you got there, that's the 2-pack version, the Stubborn Confrontation 2-pack Rhinox. And on the right is the Kingdom one. So I mean, great googly moogly. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Especially if you're a Rhinox fan. I mean, I always said Rhinox is a tough character to get a repaint out of, to make another character outside of like what dark design Rhinox, I guess. There's not really much you could repaint out of him, unless you're going like deep cuts with some of his Fox Kids repaints or something. Is probably the only other colors I could really think of. But I mean, who would really want those? So it's something where, I mean, they got a really nice show-accurate color scheme out of it. Looks really good. The Scorponok, too, not too bad. Not as noticeable at the naked eye unless you put it side by side, but there is subtle differences there. I don't know. I feel like it's a mixture between the two that would still make the perfect show-accurate one. So it's pretty crazy. It's still pretty crazy. So the MSRP on these, let's pull up the main one here. So the MSRP on these, the BWVS02 Stubborn Confrontation 2-pack, it's on Takara Tomy Mall's website right now for 9,900 yen, which with exchange right now comes to about 75 USD more or less. And when you think about it, like, a Voyager Rhinox, if you picked one up today, is 35. A deluxe class today, for in the case of the Scorponok, would be 25. So that gives you $60. So it's an extra $15 in paint, pretty much, in a fancy box, emulating how the old Japanese boxes were. I mean, I still think it's pretty cool. I mean, in all honesty, if I had a choice, these would be the Kingdom molds I would have bought, and the paint schemes I would have bought all that while back. So pretty cool, but I dig it. I think it looks really good. I'm already interested in the deal that is the Optimus and the Megatron. This interests me too as a big Beast Wars simp, so I'm down for that. Again, the release date on these are supposed to be September 2023. There's no date 100%, but I'm pretty sure, maybe the first of the month or something, we'll see pre-order starting to roll out at some point. Then we have more Rise of the Beast stuff. Let's try Transformers Snack. So, funny story with that. Quite a few years ago on my old channel, I did a review on Golden Wonder's Transformers Snack Transformers chips, which were... I went to this European grocery store locally here in my area, and they had a whole display of these. And so I bought 2 of them to eat and to maybe do a review of them. I brought them home, and then I realized that they were all expired. And I was like, oh, that's why they were on sale. Of course. And I did a review of them. You can go check that out. Protoman review, Golden Wonders, Transformers Snack. I actually eat those nasty expired chips too, just so I can know what they taste like. So apparently Transformers is doing a promotion with Transformers Snack with Golden Wonder, with Rise of the Beast, as well as some other promotional stuff to win a trip to New York. I could just drive down there, but essentially what it is you get what looks like a car's internal. You know what? I want to say it's rack and pinion steering and its drive shaft as best, and then 4 wheels that you could kind of attach to it. You can't really make a robot mode. I mean, you'll see in my video I try to kind of make a robot mode, but there's not much you could do with 4 rings and a drive shaft and 2 rack and pinions. But I mean, I still think it's still pretty funny, these things. This is the spicy flavor, I guess, because beasts and gorillas equal spicy. But go check out my video on that if you want to learn more about Transformers Snack. It's an old video, very old video, but it's kind of nasty, those things. I got the onion flavor, which is kind of weird. And they were expired, so yeah. Also, we got these. These ones I'm actually excited about. So these came from a convention recently in China. This is the Transformers X Crossover Mini World multi-pack. There's also single packs of these. So what Mini World is that it's a sandbox kind of game, similar to, I don't want to say Minecraft, but the visuals and the general open world kind of suggest that. Or maybe Roblox, probably maybe closer to that. So China has their own bootleg version of that. It's called Mini World. And they're going to be doing some kind of Transformer thing. And you could buy these guys individually, or you could buy them in a multi-pack like this, where you get all in one. There's 6 different designs. You got Optimus, you got Bumblebee, you got Megatron, you got Galvatron, you got Starscream, and you got Rodimus Comboy, Rodimus Prime, so that's pretty hype. Each one of them comes with a little cube that's shaped like their alt mode, and when you open up the cube, you can see it with the Bumblebee. It makes this little play set, which is pretty cool. I dig that a lot. That looks really, really cool. And I mean, then they come with a little figure that's just like a little, dare I say, not Mega Bloks, Roblox kind of styled or Minecraft styled Steve kind of figure. I think they look really cool. I think they look really, really, really cool. And I'm going to try to figure out a way to get that Rodimus. But even the Bumblebee looks nice too. That's some Teletran 1 looking kind of interior. I love mini play sets like this. So it reminds me also a little bit of what the Mario ones, except the Mario ones were just stickers. These are actually sculpted little play sets that come with little stuff. So this is really cool. I dig this. This is fun little stuff. Again, they're sold individually or in a complete set, gift set here of all 6. I don't know when these are going to be available, but I'm definitely going to keep my eye out. I'll talk to maybe my bootleg guys in China. Maybe they could find something pretty cool that. And last but not least, the last thing we're going to talk about, of course, is that beautiful fan stream. which I'm pretty sure if anyone has their opinions, be sure to super chat those, or the green names of YouTube members could also give your 2 cents. But man, there was a lot of crazy stuff they were showing. There was that Beachcomber that comes with the Paradise Parakeet, getting top billing there. Comes with his gun. Comes with amazing sculpted detail. PVC tires to try to emulate some form of a rubber tire. I'll tell you one thing, though. It's better that it's a PVC tire than rubber, because if it's rubber, there's a stronger chance of it cracking over time. Where if it's a PVC tire, it'll definitely last longer for collectors. So it's a smart choice with that. Anyone who owns, like, Robots in Disguise product from like 2000, 2001, it's very common for like your Fire Convoy Optimus Prime to have like split tires and stuff. So, going with a PVC tire will be probably better in the long term for collectors. If not, also a much more affordable alternative to using actual rubber. We got DevCon, long overdue. Anyone that saw my tweet showing all the different attempts or not attempts or fake fan stuff or Sakamoto-san stuff, all looking great, all looking amazing. And then we got Axel Grace, our female Junkion Decepticon, which also is probably going to be... I'm pretty sure they're going to do a partial even more on this, and we're going to get a lockdown at some point. It's like I always said, if you have a mold that's obviously supposed to be something, sometimes it's better to go about it the other way. Get a sale out of it, and then you'll get the lockdown later. And Axel Grease is something quite intriguing. And I believe it was Mark or Evan, I forget which one, but they also kind of teased at it's not the last Junkion of the year. Apparently there's one more Junkion they're going to be putting out at some point. So that'll be pretty hype. Spudamus Prime has become a member. Welcome, Spudamus Prime, to the Minicon recruitment. It's going to pop up any moment on the screen here. Everything's delayed. I have all the audio settings are done differently. Where are we at? Where are we at here? Do you have any questions? Tucker says that Megatron and obvious Optimus Beachcomber actually are going to be pickups for me. Yeah, well, they're definitely going to be awesome for sure. Speaking of which, let's get into some of the others. We got Nemesis Lyo Convoy. And we got, of course, our Dirge here, that's an important one for a whole different other conversation. But the Nemesis Lyo Convoy, the big takeaway with that one, more than anything else, is... Oh, there we go. No matter the cost. That took longer than it needed to. The Nemesis Lyo Prime, what's cool about him, despite it being a black repaint, which is what everyone's always down for, is he also comes with the Sabertron Buster, or the Maximal Buster, if you would localize it over here, which was a common weapon and or accessory that all the Maximals in Beast Wars 2nd carried around, but never really had with any of the original toys. They made a roleplay item of it. They included it as an accessory with a Masterpiece Lyo Convoy, which unfortunately was not to scale with anyone else of the previous toys. And now we have one that's a 5mm peg version, so you could finally put it with at least some of your old Beast Wars 2nd toys. Maybe at some point we'll get updates of everybody, and that'll be pretty cool. And we got Dirge. Now, Dirge is important for a lot of reasons. Number one, it tells us how Hasbro is going to be handling exclusives and the ability to put out those exclusives in the long term. I said this a while back when people were stressing about those Amazon Seekers and everything. I told them, look what happened in 2007 with the Seekers, with BotCon, the 2007 set. And it was one of these situations where we had the BotCon sets. This is how you could get all the Seekers. They were going for $400, $500. People were breaking up their box sets just to sell the Seekers and make mad bank. And I was just like, man, you think Hasbro is going to pass up an opportunity to repaint and retool some Seekers and put them out there? I mean, all they have to do, especially in situations like a Skywarp, or in the case of the Coneheads, you do a little bit of retooling and you put it out there, and it's so low cost, and all the Seeker completists and collectors, the money was on the table. And that was back then. And guess what Hasbro did back then? They did it. They gave you opportunities to get all those Seekers again. Even in the case of Skywarp, there was a Takara alternative. So it's the same thing here. We're getting Dirge. At some point, we're going to get the others. We're going to probably see maybe a reissue of Ramjet. We'll probably see a reissue of, I believe it was the Target exclusive Thrust. I believe it was a Target exclusive. It was a Toys R Us exclusive here in Canada, so it's probably a Target exclusive. And then maybe at some point we'll probably see maybe even that Prowl, maybe Cosmos. Who knows? All it tells us, if you put a couple years in between it, 2 years, maybe 3 years, the opportunity presents itself. The contractual obligations are now no longer valid. And then Hasbro could fire up the old factory with a lead time of a year to 6 months and put out that product to some ravenous fans that would love to purchase it. So that's how we're doing it. And that's how it's going to be. So that's the big takeaway from Dirge more than anything else. Even for people who did buy Dirge already and are like, oh, this doesn't mean anything to me, I don't care about it. But if you were someone who didn't care about this Dirge because you already got it, but you had stress getting Cosmos, or you had stress getting some of those other exclusive Seekers or something, or even, again, like Prowl with the Ironhide, the opportunity will present itself if the money is there. I asked the question during one of the Q&As. I asked Mark and Evan, I said, do you guys pay attention to the secondary market? They do. They pay attention to what does well, what is popular, what is in low supply but is being paid big money into. And then they look for if those opportunities can present themselves at some point. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, and we got the creator of the original here today. Go check out his segment that he recorded yesterday. I checked it out. Thank you, Aaron, again for letting the people know that I was snowed in. This photo is going to haunt me for years to come. Anyways, let's talk about Armada Megatron, our leader class, looking real good. So this was a Sam Smith design along with Hasuyuki, and looks really good. I really like what they did here. I like that, people are right away pointing out, like, how different it is from the original. But keep in mind also, we're talking a 20-year gap in engineering, plastic costs, and let's just say the general goals in a lot of ways of how things are supposed to be done. And Aaron's goal when he worked on that original Megatron was to make a toyetic, fun centerpiece product for the mini-cons to work with, and was a fantastic little toy. It was literally the Decepticon HQ at a time when we didn't really have city formers. For probably the closest thing we had to a city former was probably when we got to maybe the Giant Planet stuff with Metroplex. And even then, he wasn't really a city former, but he was a big dude. But, what is Aaron saying here? To be fair, at the time, we believed Classic Assortments was a short run, so in order to get the whole team bought, Con felt right. Clearly, the plans changed for the better. Well, definitely did, especially considering what is considered mainline today, which is now the Class Success stuff, and what is considered almost a subline on the side that doesn't get as much attention, which is the stuff like Earthspark and BotBots, the stuff that actually has media associated with it. So the tables have turned in a lot of ways. But now we got this guy looking really good. He's got ankle tilts. He's got ab swivels. He's got articulation. Obviously, some of the old hallmarks of this mold have been sacrificed, such as his little sword in his hand and little things like that. Sam Smith accidentally revealed some information when he was showing off the turret chest component. He was transforming it, and he mentioned how this figure is absolutely covered with 5mm pegs to be used with something else that we are planning and working on. And then Ben of marketing went, oh, you're spoiling something there. And so clearly he was probably teasing at, we're probably either going to see mini-cons or we're seeing Tidal Wave. I'm going to lean more on the mini-cons because, I did a segment talking about it when I was talking about Armada Optimus Prime. I think they could be done cost effectively if you just are really smart with the pairing of the characters. You take characters like, like Jolt, that's a red character, and you take characters like Swindle that are red characters and you put them in a 2-pack together. You could do it on one mold of red plastic and then maybe another mold of black plastic. You use silver hits to cover the rest of it. And you could get the 2 mini-cons out there for 2 of those characters that require mini-cons. And then when you look at something like Megatron here, Megatron came with Leader 1. We have Metroplex that came with Drill Bit. Those 2 are practically the same mold outside of small little differences. You could probably work something out too with the grays and the blues and some paint hits. So through some clever use of molds, you could probably pull something off very affordably. But I'll leave that to the guys at Hasbro to figure it out. But I mean, if they're suggesting that there's probably mini-cons coming, that's pretty exciting. And you'll just have to buy them separately because of just how the working order of how stuff is sold. But pretty cool. Again, if you want to learn more about Megatron, well, we'll also promote it later on today. But go check out the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. He did a live stream last night where he talks about the creation of that character and takes some questions. Super chats from the fans and everything. Good stuff there. Pretty cool. Next up, our Titan class. Bada boom. So, they mentioned that, keep in mind, this isn't the final colors. This is just prototype plastics, just putting stuff together, different kinds of plastics and different kinds of things. POM, ABS, MABS, and everything like that. A little bit of PVC in there too, probably for some of those sharper areas in the shoulders and everything. Maybe the front of the vehicle too looks really sharp. But we have the Nemesis Titan class today. Looks pretty awesome. Has that Gunbuster kind of vibe to it. Once again, if you have not seen Gunbuster, you are missing out. Go out of your way to watch Gunbuster from Studio Gynex back in the day. I would have made an awesome video kind of homaging this Nemesis and Gunbuster in an edit, but, well, again, the snow gods, we're not going to have that. Maybe I'll save that for next week when we get back into business, but yeah, it looks really good. Female character, our first Titan female character with transformable face into the Decepticon emblem. We got some mini slugs that are in there. We got a random seeker, pick your seeker, a random Tetra seeker, pick your character there too, as well as Ramjet and Thrust. I'm pretty sure we'll get Dirge and probably an accessory pack at some point. A lot of stuff going on here. Different ways to display it. All kinds of different weapon stuff. It's just, it's great. It's absolutely great. Looks really, really good. Very excited about this. A good companion piece to your already the arc. I mean, people are already going, oh, it's too skinny, or it looks like this, or it looks like that. It's a female character. I'm pretty sure Yuki Ashima, who designed a lot of the Beast Wars masterpieces, a lot of the masterpieces in general, really, of the modern era, as well as Kiss Play, as well as a lot of Generations toys. I'm sure he knew what he was doing. And again, he's a big Gunbuster fan, and I could see the influence there. Looks fantastic. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see the paint deco on this. According to Ben, he said that Sam should be getting the EP2 final test shot, which will more or less be the colors that the product will look like. There might be a slight hand-painted detail here or there that might be different in the final, but he'll have the EP2, and that'll be more or less a stronger representation of what the final product will look like visually in terms of the colors. And he'll take a whole bunch of photos, and those will be on Hasbro Pulse within the next couple weeks. There's no specific date, but they are aiming for that. Mike Rosen with the super chat from the YouTube membership. Will the Nemesis get their version of Teletran? Well, Teletran has always been kind of its own character and associated with that. And doing that kind of, it's not mainframe, but it's mainframe. I'm surprised we didn't get a blue repaint of that yet. But, getting that mainframe kind of homage with Teletran and stuff, I'm pretty sure they would have liked to do something like that, but the Nemesis just doesn't have that same kind of... Oh, we got another member too. In Mike Rosen. It's something that, the only thing I could imagine is if they included like a miniature, almost like, I guess, core class scale Megatron seat, his throne, and that transforms. Because, I mean, yeah, what's the iconic computer with a name with the Nemesis? There isn't really something like that. I mean, for the longest time, the fans weren't even sure what the name of the ship was. I mean, at one point, people were calling it the Star Drive because there was one episode of G1 where it's like, we got to get to the Star Drive, but they were actually referring to a part of the ship. So there's a whole bunch of conflicting information. But Aaron Arch says, I wonder if they'll have that at SDCC. Oh, for sure. The Titan class is always supposed to represent a centerpiece of celebrating Hasbro's Transformer brand. I mean, you don't have to tell me that, Aaron. I mean, you know that better than me. And it's something where, like, I'm sure within the next couple of weeks, they'll have something that's more of a final that they'll be able to parade around and have at a nice booth at SDCC and attract people who are not Transformer fans, are Transformer fans, Transformer fans that are casual, and they're going to go, hey, there's the main ship from the baddies and the dudes with the Megatrons in it. Oh, I didn't know it transformed, Maybe I'll buy one. So, and historically, these guys have gone up on pre-order in May and started breaking shipment dates. Like every single, and I looked in the past when I was doing my individual segment on this, in the case of like the Ark, pre-orders went up in late April, early May, and then they started showing up in stores in June, July. Then before that, it was Metroplex first. Then before that with Metroplex. So there's clearly, we're going to get a May pre-order, and these will probably be showing up in retail in June, July. So we're not too far away from this. Chances are, by the time we reach TFCon Toronto even, these will probably be in the hands of many of the dealers, and it'll probably be one of the big get items at some point. Prince and Fallix 59 with $2. Will you be doing a live stream tonight also? Unfortunately not, my friend. This is the only time that I have to record something. I was swinging through in order. I'll explain when we're done. When we're done the news, I'll cover everything for people that are coming in just now and wondering what's going on. Why are we recording early, and why is this not Protoman's normal background? Why are the Beatles over there? Why is Jimi Hendrix over here? I'll explain in a moment. We're almost done anyways with the news. But yeah, this is pretty hype. I dig it. Package art looks good on these. Yeah, man, like it's looking fantastic. It's looking real good. And Aaron, it's gonna be interesting because probably that Megatron will probably be shipping out also because they're supposed to ship those out in April. Like the pre-order started today, and those are supposed to ship out in May, June. So by July's TFCon, there's a lot of people that are going to have some Armada Megatrons that you might have to sign. So you're going to be pretty busy. Busy indeed. And that's it more or less for the news. But let's do some sponsorship. I actually made sure to wear my Symbiote Studios stuff. Bang, bang. I don't have the pins though, but there's Catnip Bravo, a.k.a. Catnip Convoy, a.k.a. Catnip Prime. Actually on the back too. Show on the back also. There too. Symbiote Studios, our plush, our pins, and our t-shirts of Transformers. One of the gold standard sponsors for the Transformer Slag podcast. I only take sponsors of stuff that I feel is on brand for you guys and makes sense. I told NordVPN go away. I told, what's it called, Established Titles. That one was sketchy as hell, and I told them no thank you. Even some bootleg guys on Amazon. I was like, not my deal. But, again, plush, pins, t-shirts, stuff that we could wear, stuff that we could chill with, stuff that could be in the background of our rooms, unless, of course, we're here right now. In the Proto Dad's Cave, the Record Cave, the legendary Record Cave, which maybe we'll do a tour later. We have time. But again, it's all here and more. So, funny story. You guys probably would have been also getting a reveal today. Maybe. But we got screwed by the weather, so save that for next week. We'll definitely have power back by next week, and if we don't, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. But either way, who knows? I'll probably have to come back here to get electricity and Wi-Fi and a nice quiet room to record in. But yeah, good stuff, and of course, all the others. All the other Hasbro brands. Power Rangers, there's new Power Ranger stuff coming, so stay tuned for that. My Little Pony, G.I. Joe, Magic the Gathering, and more. Be sure to check that out. Really cool stuff coming from Symbiote. And of course, and the seats. I can't say and the seats. I'm not sitting in your seat right now. I am sitting in a circa, 1989 couch. That probably has not moved since I was a child. Uh, so that's the seat. But and the seats, official Transformer cockpit of the Transformers Slag podcast. Otherwise, if not an ice storm. It's pretty crazy. What up, Josh Perez? Josh, I'll show you some images in a moment, as well as everyone else who's coming in. So, and the seats, also hooking us up with our seats. Get the Bumblebee, get the Optimus. I know that some people recently used the promo code and saved a nice chunk of change because the seats are also on sale right now. So you could stack your code of saving 15% off using promo code Protoman. Get yourself a nice Transformer seat. Good stuff. And of course, let's talk about Mr. Archer, who's also here today. So the latest Toy Armada, the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer, is live. We talk about the Supercon Optimus Prime, its history, how it got created, how it's one of a kind, and all that craziness. Josh Perez, I don't care much for those seats, but you got to get a B. It's a really nice seat. It really is. I think Mikey and Louie, I think they got the Bumblebee one, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Check it out. Again, throw that in your YouTube search algorithm. You'll find the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Go check out his segment where he talks about the creation of Megatron from Armada 2, now with the hindsight of the brand new Legacy Evolution version. And of course, also the Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 1 with Mr. Aaron Archer. He will be retiring this book soon because starting with TFCon Toronto coming up, he will have the next volume, a brand new one, which will also have color in it. Brand new art, all kinds of new stuff. So get this one, Volume 1, before it is retired and difficult to get. $20. And for an extra $15, he will sketch whatever you want on the inside with a signature. So if you want tidal wave, sideways, what else? Let's go with 6-shot from Energon. Go for some weird deep cuts. But yeah, check it out. archermonster.com/shop. Or check out his other stuff too. He's got paintings, all kinds of crazy stuff there also. And that's that, more or less, for the news and the sponsorship. So, how many people we got? We got 100 people. So here's what happened for those who are late to the stream. Here's what happened. And pretty much, again, Wednesday, I woke up. Let's get some images up here. I woke up Wednesday to this madness. Ice storm wrecked us pretty bad. Again, the last time we had something like this in Canada was 25 years ago, 1998. It was a good day. I actually got to miss school, and internet wasn't really a thing for most people. It was for me, but it didn't matter because we didn't really lose that much power. So we were lucky, but a lot of people did lose power, and it got pretty crazy. But this time around, I was not so lucky. Woke up to this, and for people that are unfamiliar with ice storms, I'm going to show you a crazy picture there. That is a twig of a tree, and that is a cylinder of ice that attaches to the twig of a tree the size of your wrist. And imagine that all over a tree. And what does that do? It makes the tree go boom. And so Protoman woke up in the morning, and, well, tree go boom on his power line and his internet line. And here's me just going, well, F me. Goddamn. So, needless to say, I've had no power, no electricity, no internet, and no Wi-Fi or even data because the ice storms were so bad that it took out these cell phone towers of major companies. So if you were with Rogers or Fido, you did not have internet in any kind, you couldn't text. Like, you were just dead in the water. And it was really, really bad. And here's me going like, well, that's that. And so Wednesday, no podcast. Thursday, no podcast. Friday, no podcast. And Saturday this morning, I was like, okay, all the food in my fridge is now rotten and garbage because the fridge has been dead for 3 days. I'm worried because I have to run all the sinks because I don't want to freeze the pipes in my house. What a disaster. And then my parents got power back, and I was like, you know what? I need to shower. I haven't showered in days. I'm not taking cold showers. I'm not a serial killer. So I needed to take a shower. I needed to do stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I could charge all my devices too. And it's something where I could bring my little portable streaming thing here, and we could record from the Proto Dad's room with all the cool stuff here. Look at that, Jimi Hendrix, Todd McFarlane. See, my dad buys toys, but he buys toys related to music. He has a whole bunch of the Beatles ones over there too from McFarlane. McFarlane did a lot of music stuff. But yeah, so that's why we're here today, just chilling. So we're gonna take some super chats. How much time we got left? We'll do another half hour or so. I don't want to keep you guys too long. You can enjoy the rest of your evening here today, but we'll take a few super chats and we'll just relax. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I went radio silent. I couldn't tweet. I couldn't, I asked Jaws D to say on the Discord, "Hey, I'm still alive," but that's not going to cover a lot of people. It's just going to cover the Patreon people and stuff. So it's been pretty crazy. I finally got the shave. I couldn't shave either. I didn't have anything, man. It was nuts. It was nuts. Tucker, it's kind of ironic since we were talking about the 98 ice storm a few weeks back on the Discord. I know. That's what's so crazy. When we were talking about it, because we had like a mini kind of ice storm a couple of days when we were talking about it. And, again, right now it should be spring in Canada. But sometimes, some people don't like to say global warming exists. Okay, that's cool. But this is a global warming kind of thing. This is where one day it's spring. And like right now, if you go outside right now, it's spring. The snow is melted and everything, but all the damage has been done. You walk around now and all you see is this. It doesn't have the ice on it anymore, but all the trees are down. And it's just terrible. I have no idea when I'm going to get power back. I have no idea when I'm going to get internet back. All I know is I have to dump everything in my fridge, my fish wings, all my stuff, all my good food. I bought some nice fish wings. I didn't even have one, and now they're all rotten. Because every day I was hoping. Because usually what we do is when it's really cold, we could if you lose power here in Canada, you have an extra fridge. It's called the outdoors. You put it in, like your solarium or whatever, or you put it in a freezer box, and you can leave it outdoors and everything. But the problem is that we had an ice storm. It wrecked all our power, and then it went to like +7, +9, +10. Keep in mind, not in Fahrenheit. We're working in Canadian here, in Celsius, and so you leave your food outside. You have some new turkey or chicken or anything, it all rots in the sun anyways. So, yeah. Well, like I said, maybe the GoBot gods weren't happy about me making fun of them last week with April Fools, but it's crazy. It's crazy. So, I took a shower. I got here, I shaved, took a shower, got into some clean clothes, and have just, had a hot meal. That was nice to have too. Had a decent breakfast, had a decent lunch, and just hung out with the family. Got to see the dogs. I wish I could bring this. The problem is this is the record room, so it's in the basement, and the dogs usually don't come down here. I'd love to bring like all the dogs here, the German Shepherds, the Border Collies, all the pooches, and all the cats too. My parents have like tons of animals, tons and tons of animals. I wish I had them all here, but so we're just doing our thing, just relaxing, just trying to make sense of it. Still got water though. Made sure of that. And more importantly, just charging all my devices. Like the second I lost power, I was like, well, I'm going to play my Nintendo Switch until the battery dies, which that happened. So I was playing like Donkey Kong Country, just beating that for like the 50th time. And then I was playing some emulation stuff on the laptop until that battery died, because it was the only other thing that had juice. Cell phone, I wanted to not use it that much, just in case if, I did get some kind of cell phone service back, I could, make a phone call or something. Phone calls didn't really work. Text messages were screwed. It was madness. Absolute madness. So that's what happened. Thank you for all of those that were wondering, is Protoman dead? Why is he not doing any segments? How I never miss a segment. Monday to Friday, we always do a segment. And I always said it would have to be like an act of God in order to stop me. And well, it really was in a lot of ways. So that's it, more or less. What do we got here? It says here, Mikey and Lily, will we get microfigures of Beast Wars Megatron with the Nemesis so I can do an Alpha versus Omega scene from Beasties? We haven't gotten any microfigs yet. But it is something where I'm pretty sure if we ever get like another accessory pack, because already, think about it this way. We already are probably going to get another accessory pack because we have we have Ramjet and Thrust that are included with the Nemesis. So at some point, they're going to have to do Thrust in some kind of capacity. And considering that when we had the Centurion drone, that came with a slug of Optimus along with a bunch of accessories. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do another accessory pack and it comes with Thrust, maybe include a little Beast Wars Megatron. I mean, the closest we have to a Beast Wars Megatron right now, in a lot of ways, thank you, Media Max, in a lot of ways, is probably that little Microverse figure, but that's Croc Megatron, so that doesn't really count. Let's see what Media Max has to say. Protoman, not stoked about Rise of the Beast. Cool that those characters are in the movie, but why do they look so dull? Even the Bayverse had vibrant colors for these new designs. Also, shame it's not Gary Chalk. Well, to start with the voice acting thing, I mean, we had the fight for Peter Cullen. We had the fight for Peter Cullen, and because Peter Cullen had the same agent as Frank Welker, when, what's his name, Agent Smith, on the tip of my tongue, who was Agent Smith. But when he left, when he stopped being Megatron after Dark of the Moon, they brought in Frank Welker because it was the same agent as Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen's agent was just like, hey, I'm making money from Peter Cullen here being in these movies. Why don't I get Frank in there and get me a gold-encrusted swimming pool? So, it would be a matter of Gary Chalk's agents and, it's those guys, they Hugo Weaving. Thank you very much, Ring of Doom. It's one of these kind of things where you gotta hope that their agents would push for it. And the thing is, Gary's in movies. He was in the Godzilla movie and stuff, so it's not out of the question for Gary being there. It's just a matter of to make that push. But, and look, I rather Gary than Ron Perlman. But mainstream audience might want Ron Perlman more. I'll never forget sitting at the end of the Avengers movie after the credits. We got a super chat. I'll get to the super chat in a second, guys. After the end credits, and they showed Thanos for the first time, and three guys in front of me turned to me and went, "Oh, damn, that's Hellboy," which shows you just, I mean, it's different today, but back then, Hellboy was a big deal, and no one knew who Thanos was. So Ron Perlman, Sin City. So I could see them, the mainstream audience being more inclined to lean on that than who was the voice of the gorilla in that CG show that I watched in the 90s, which is a shame that they talk like that, even though Beast Wars is one of the greatest Transformer series of all time, if not the greatest. But we will see. Turtle Tank 82, thank you for subscribing. And the second part of your question, why are they so dull? Well, you know what? I'm going to wait for the movie. I mean, sometimes trailers don't really show how colorful things could be. I mean, maybe Cheetor looks really nice. Maybe Air Razor looks really nice. Look, we haven't seen a robot mode Air Razor in animation. We didn't see Rhinox in animation. So, maybe they'll look really nice. Maybe the end product will be good, and these are just early toys that aren't giving a proper depiction of what the final product will look like. I mean, Cheetor, I think, has a nice color. Still a little dull, I'll give you that. But we'll see. We will see. I can't judge something until I see it, So we got a super chat for $5 from Detective Ferret. Thank you for the $5, Detective Ferret. That's going to go towards my probably $200 plus refrigerator that I'm going to have to empty out of garbage. Oh, all my food. All my good food, all gone. I can only imagine what people are going to ask me, so what am I eating tonight? Detective Ferret, it was confirmed they're doing DS game characters for Studio Series. We could see a Create-A-Bot rookie from the first Transformers game on DS. So yeah, funny story about that. So So I forgot to do a slide for this because I was pressed for time. They showed on their space bridge, as they call it, some upcoming characters that they're going to be probably talking about the next time they do a live stream. And they talked about Brawn, which I'm super hyped about, getting Brawn, finally getting a deluxe class. That's going to be so cool. I hope he comes with his drill and stuff. That'd be amazing. I love Brawn. Brawn's easily one of my favorite mini bots, if not my favorite mini bot. Probably him and Cliff Jumper are pretty close though. Why are we getting blurry? What's going on there? Reacting to the light. Anyways, but then they mentioned like Dark of the Moon, not Dark of the Moon, War for Cybertron Cliff Jumper. And War for Cybertron Cliff Jumper appeared in the DS games. Before I even played the War for Cybertron console game, I played the DS games because if you actually look at the timeline of it, the first War for Cybertron game came out the same weekend as what do you call it? As BotCon 2010. It was. I think it was 2010 or 2011. Which one was it? I think it was 2011 or 10. One of them. When you go to all of them, they're all the same. So I remember going to, at the time, EB Games, picking up both the PlayStation 3 version, which had my pre-order exclusive skin of Shockwave, which I still never used to this day. I still have the card in there. And then I got also the Autobot version of the DS one. And since I was going to be flying out to either if it was 2010, it was Disney. If it was 2011, it was LA. Thanks for the super chat, gold super chat, JC Red Lion. I'll get to you in a moment, my friend. I'll get to you in a moment. I'll talk about food, money that I had to spend on food, because I'm not someone who goes out and buys a lot of fast food and stuff, but I had to do that all week. It was insane. I'll get into that in a moment because I know people are going to want to hear about that. But so now that they're mentioning that they're doing DS guys, that's pretty cool because I played the DS version flying to BotCon, and they have Hot Rod in it. Hot Rod was in it. And I remember that same weekend asking Aaron Archer at the Q&A. I remember this specifically, asking Aaron, going, because they named Hot Rod Hot Shot in the game, and I asked him, is Hot Rod as a trademark right now difficult to get? Because it was called Hot Shot in the game, and it's clearly Hot Rod. And Aaron was just like, yeah, I can't use Hot Rod right now. I think you mentioned something with Mattel at the time. And that was that, So, and I remember asking that question at the Q&A. But Hot Rod's in the game, so I hope. And what's cool about the Hot Rod one is Marcelo was the one who designed all the DS exclusive characters. So if you go on Marcelo's, I believe it's his DeviantArt page, he has all the DS exclusive War for Cybertron characters with the transformations. So some of them are pretty doable, and Marcelo probably, put a little bit of that engineering into it to make sure that they work. And I want a Hot Rod one. Yo, man, War for Cybertron Hot Rod with that cool design with the lines on the alt mode. Yo, that'd be really cool. I'd be down for that like crazy. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Thank you for the super chat again, Detective Ferret. That's awesome. That's awesome stuff. Spungmus Prime says Hugo Weaving. Why did he leave? Was he just not happy with Michael Bay? He must have gave his reasons. Mikey and Louie, if they're three greatest ever in the multiverse, which three? I must have missed something. Discussion. Proto, we saw the Super Mario movie and it was super Mamma Mia. Oh, man. See, and again, so I didn't get to see the Super Mario movie because all the theaters don't have power. So, like the movie theaters that did have power, they were probably using it to use it to keep their perishables going if they had a generator, which a lot of people that did have generators were doing that. Aaron Archer says, I guess it's chips, crisps for dinner. And then JC Red Lion with the gold super chat again. Thank you, JC Red Lion, for the $20 super chat. Dinner is on me tonight, Proto. Well, so here's the story, guys, and JC Red Lion. So day one, losing power, went to Wendy's, waited 2 hours in line to get a cheeseburger and a French fry and a Frosty. The second I got the Frosty, I realized that clearly even the Wendy's was running on a generator. The Frosty was practically water. I wasn't going to go back in line and complain. I worked at fast food. I can't be bothered to complain about anything when it comes to that because you get what you pay for with fast food. Spent about, that was $17 Canadian to get a combo with a large fry and a Frosty. Very expensive. Fast food is always expensive in Canada because we don't encourage unhealthy eating. Uh, is a dog scratching? Hold on a second. Maybe we might get one of the animals. Who's there? Who's there? No, they ran away. Oh well. One of the dogs ran in and then ran out. Ugh. Anyways, you can see I want to bring the big German Shepherd Mocha. Love that dog. But so, and then Thursday, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Thursday, woke up, looked at, the non-perishables I had. Like I have like nuts and berries and stuff because not everything was still too bad. The fridge wasn't 100%, room temperature yet. So I took out a few things in advance and I put it outside. Had my berries, had nuts and stuff like that for breakfast, kept it very simple. My milk was already done. So I was like, well, there goes that. So I can't have cereal. I have a Korean barbecue thing at home and with butane, and I have a portable one for hot pot. But the problem with that is Korean barbecue and hot pot. How do you make any of that if you don't have meat, let alone meat that's spoiling in the fridge and you're still days away from garbage day? So that wasn't too fun. Was literally just surviving on this and that. It was pita, like bread. Mocha! Come here, Mocha! Come on camera for everybody. Come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Up, 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 up. We got, I guess, Aaron Archer gets his cat, and I get a beautiful German Shepherd. Mocha. There we go. Making your Transformer Slag podcast debut. Yeah, okay. Where are we at here with the questions? But yeah. Okay, you want to go? Want to go? No? No? Okay, there you go. Don't knock this. Don't knock the camera. There we go. There we go. We have in this house, it's 3 dogs, 4 cats. It's crazy upstairs. Imagine having a Transformer collection with all of those dogs and cats. The amount of dust and hair. Whew. And people wonder why when they see my collection today, it's all glass cases. There we go. I knew I heard someone scratching before. She wanted to come in. You know why? Because she heard my voice. Oh, and there's the other dogs. Come on, up, up, up. This is Taz. There you go, Taz. This is the Border Collie. Taz is crazy because Border Collies are crazy. Taz, camera up there. Taz up there. There you go, Taz. Hey, there you go. Okay, you could go, Taz. You madman. Border Collies are nuts. I don't think they're dogs. I think they're programs. It's like CD / go get ball. What do I do with ball? CD / EXE throw ball. So it's dog day today. We got all the dogs coming in. Good stuff. All the dogs today. Stuff. I don't see them coming because this whole record cave, it's like a labyrinth of like columns of records and shelving. It's crazy. And so like they just pop around the corner, and here comes another one. Who's coming now? And it's Boo Boo. Ah, here we go. There's another one. There we go. This is a little Shih Tzu. Boo Boo. Hey, Boo Boo. Boo Boo. Sorry. Boo Boo. Over there. The camera. There you go, Boo. All the pooches today. There you go, Boo Boo. How you doing? What are you looking around here? Okay, Boo Boo. All right. Yeah. All our dogs today. All the pooches. Boo Boo. There you go, Boo Boo. Where are we at? I'm losing everything here. Is Mocha a Maximal or a Predacon? Well, Mocha would be she's a German Shepherd, and Canine in Beast Wars was a German Shepherd. Was the very first domesticated dog Transformer, actually. So it would be Canine from Beast Wars, which is a Maximal. Mocha's awesome. That's my favorite is the first dog. I love Mocha. She's so cool. Such a smart dog. And again, border collies, the second one, Taz, that I showed you, are supposed to be like super intelligent dogs. But I put the dog in the thumbnail. I need to put in the thumbnail ice storm stuff and the dogs. That's it. You know, that should be everything. Thank you for the super chat, Detective Fair. Hope I didn't miss any other questions. I apologize. Got dog rushed right now. But yeah, but the border collies, they're smart, but they're smart in like a tunnel vision kind of way. Like you could program them to do anything, which is what makes them smart. But they're, I don't know, I feel like they don't have a soul, like German shepherds or terriers or even some of the other dogs. Like they're just like gotta get the ball, gotta get the ball. Still a good dog though. He's still a fun dog, but he's more crazy. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any questions. JC Redline. Oh, we were still talking about food. That's true. So like again, I was just surviving on this and that. Like it was just like anything that wasn't gonna go bad. So it was like bread or whatever. Because all the stuff in the fridge, like part of my mind was like, any moment now we're gonna get back power. Like that was my logic. Like in another half hour, boom, all the lights gonna come on, and everything's gonna be cool again. And Thursday became Friday, Friday became Saturday. And it was just me like eating anything that I could get my hands on. On Friday, I spent $30 on Chinese food because I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Chinese food that I could eat hot and fresh now, and then Chinese food that if I need to, I could throw it on my Korean barbecue grill and warm it up at least. Which that's on butane. I could use that, and butane burns clean. So some people, it's like, oh, you got to be careful with CO2 when you're doing it in the home. So it was it's one of these kind of situations where it was just like it was like all the food I'm buying is stuff that won't go bad because I have a fridge and then I have a mini fridge. All of that is in the trash now. Everything, eggs, milk, maybe the lettuce and some of the vegetables aren't too bad. I have the soda stuff, like all the carbonated stuff. Like I have all those like collector cans of Street Fighter and everything. I bought those when I was in Toronto, and never drank those because I'm not a big soda guy. So I'm sure those are okay. But it's just been a crazy couple days. Larry's here. There's Larry. Larry's in the same stupidity. Also, he's also dealing with it here. Surprised you actually have internet, man. Like, or you're doing it from your phone or something. Like, it's just been nuts. And again, it's this craziness. It's just that, like, the fact that it fell on both my electrical line and my internet line, and I'm just like, oh, that's great. So even if we get the electricity back, I'm gonna have to use my phone as a hotspot or something in order to use the internet in the meantime, which isn't too bad. I have a pretty good plan for that, as for in case of emergencies, but still, like, geez. It is brutal. And that's what kind of found me here today in a lot of ways, because needed to shower, needed to shave, needed to have, a decent meal that isn't something that's like $30 and waiting in line against a whole bunch of other people who are out of power right now. And on top of it, to just let you guys know what's happening, because the only thing that I was kind of able to get was like Jaws D would check, and he's like, yeah, people are wondering where you are. People on Twitter are wondering where you are. Like you haven't posted in 3 days. What's going on? And it's like, yeah, it's just the world, fell on its head. So, oh, Larry has power. Lucky you. Yeah, same thing with Skinny, who I was talking to yesterday. It's like he did a post, and it's like you could see he had a light behind him, and I'm like, oh, look at you with power. Yeah. Man, who took the photo? The missus took the photo. Where it's absolute madness. It's absolute madness. It's craziness. Just trying to, she's upstairs. Everyone's just enjoying, relaxing, and not being in the cold. Number one, the house is freezing. So you don't even want to be in that. Number two, yeah, you could light a whole bunch of candles in one room to warm up, but now you're breathing in CO2 the whole time, so that's not good either. So it's like, you're pretty much spending the whole day in bed, just like, ooh, it's really cold. So it's to be able to get out and do something, and you know, it's tough. And again, I have a cat. The cat's fine. The cat's surviving, but they deal with the outdoors all the time. So being indoors in a mild plus kind of situation, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I just hope that it ends soon and I could get back to business as normal. I mean, I'm just happy. It's kind of crazy. Like I was saying to myself, like, man, I'm happy that Transformer Tuesday happened, and then and then imagine if this would have happened on Transformer Tuesday. Imagine like in the morning I wake up, everything, and then Transformer Tuesday happened. I would have been able to see all the reveals. I would have been able to report any of it and do good videos. So, and when you think about it, like on Tuesday I did 3 videos, so at least it kind of made up for the rest of the week. So it all balanced out. I try to take it with a smile and deal with it. I know that when right now I already removed already that branch. I removed it. I took an axe to it and broke it down and got rid of it and stuff. So I just hope that the damage isn't too bad to the lines and everything. There was no fire or anything, but hopefully when we get electricity back, we'll find out how bad everything is. Right now, the goal is pretty much recharge everything. I have 2 power blocks for my cell phone. When Pokemon Go was huge, I bought 2 power blocks. Shout out to Julian Pulse Dragon who hooked me up with them. So you could play on the go. If your phone dies, you could charge it on the go. So I bought 2 power blocks. Those were quintessential into me being able to charge some of my stuff over the past couple of days. Because when you're bored in your room, yeah, you could read and stuff. I had comics and everything, but when it's nighttime, you're not going to be reading a comic book by candlelight. So it was something where I was just on my phone, reading comics online or articles or stuff like that. But you burn through your cell phone battery quickly, and it was just one of those situations where I'm just like, oh man, okay, got to plug that in because just in case if I need to contact people and we do get proper internet back and stuff because it was spotty. It was so bad. It was so bad, so bad. But we're here today. We're here today with all that stuff. But it is what it is. Ben Williams, do you think Legacy will have a big Thunderwing figure? You know what? You're referring to Stormbringer Thunderwing. I've never been a big fan of that version of Thunderwing. I know Dak, who was part of TFCon's staff, he did a big custom of him. Forget who he used as the basis for that. Damn, who did he use? I know he used Unicron hands for the hands because they were articulated, but um, I've always been more of a fan of the Simon Furman Matrix Quest Thunderwing, like that, Matrix wielder kind of character. I actually worked on the Matrix of Malice and that Thunderwing combiner figure with Fun Publications. I've always been a big fan of that version and that whole storyline. And getting kind of blurry. What's going on there? I think it's the light behind me. So, I've always been more of a fan of that version. So if we do get a Thunderwing, I would like it to get, like, me personally, give it a leader class treatment, but give it a leader class treatment that it has, like, the extra pieces and stuff of the Ultra Pretender, and then have it that his robot mode, because it's extra bells and whistles, is still more of a Voyager class, but the extra plastic makes up for the figure being really good. Think of like Optimus, leader class Optimus with the trailer, and how the Optimus is phenomenal and is well done because it has the budget of a leader class, but could still be compact. So, or even, Voyager class Hot Rod that's a deluxe, but because it has the Voyager budget. So I'd like a leader class Thunderwing and give him like a good G1 treatment. That'd be really good. Like Pretender Thunderwing any day of the week. Archer Monster, I'll go live tonight at 8 for some toy talk. There you go. So you won't have me tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you will have Mr. Archer. Can't have a hole in my Saturday evening. Yeah, it's true, because I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be at home. I'm going to be trying to figure out my food situation. Horndow with the $10 to help restock your fridge. Glad to say, hey, thanks again, Horndow. Thanks again, everyone. JC, Red Lion, all the others who gave the super chats. I mean, it's literally, guys, no joke, like, it's like $200 of stuff in that fridge that are done. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not like, oh my God, if I if I don't have the super chats, like, I mean, I won't be able to eat. But again, thanks out of the goodness out of your hearts, guys. That's super nice of you. It sucks. To me, it's more just the loss. It's not the loss of money. It's the loss of food. It's like, oh my God, I got Frank's Red Hot fish wings, like a whole bunch of them. And I was so hyped because I bought pita and I was going to make like a fish taco kind of thing, but like with pita bread. Oh my God, with fresh pita, it was going to be so good. And then what happens? Here's Protoman sitting in the dark, 8 p.m. on Thursday, eating dry pita, you know, with a 1 liter of Oasis orange juice, not even bothering with the glass because why bother at this point? You can't even do dishes properly, because there's no hot water. So it was just like, oh, geez, it was nuts. It was just, it was not my finest hour. The only thing one good thing came out of it, in my opinion, because at first I was like, okay, I'm going to stream some stuff from my laptop. So I made my phone a hotspot, and I was getting spotty internet. It wasn't that great because again, some of the cell phone towers were down. So I watched for the first time in like 30 years. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Forbidden Planet, which was like this super old sci-fi movie that has Leslie Nielsen in it. Everyone knows Leslie Nielsen for Naked Gun and his, gray hair and everything, or bleach gray hair almost at that point. But you want to see a young Leslie Nielsen when he was a dashing young man. And the debut of Robbie the Robot, one of the very first robots in cinematic history. I went back and watched that. What a fantastic movie for what it is for its time. What a really great movie. I mean, it was made in the 50s, but it still was really good. It has a very Star Trek kind of vibe for it. It's really good. So I went back and watched that. So that was only the good thing out of it. Forced me to watch Forbidden Planet for the first time in, 3 decades. So that was pretty cool. Read a whole bunch of books that I haven't read in a while. Was rereading some comic books I picked up. This and that. I have a huge stack of Wizard magazines. Wizard as in like the comic book magazine next to my nightstand that I just didn't get time to plow through. So I was going through those. But again, the second the sun sets, I'm screwed. I'm stuck in the dark, I'm not going to turn on my cell phone and like waste the cell phone battery on that. So it's pretty crazy. T-Formers 2002 Thunderwing needs posable hands for the Green Matrix. Exactly. That Galvatron 2 has, but also it's also good to know you're all right, dude. Yeah, I know a lot. Like, well, you're part T-Formers 2002. You're part of the Discord. Like, I remember when, like, I don't have my cell phone with me; it's upstairs charging. But like, that was like one of the first things when finally I was able to get through to Jaws D because like the texts were not going through. I told him like, hey man, because he had the internet, and I was like, hey man, get on the Discord and let people know like I'm okay because like. I was getting all these one-sided messages that I couldn't reply to at all. It's like, hey, are you okay? Hey, what's going on? Even people locally here. They're like, hey, are you okay? Like, I saw on the news that like the West Island got hit really bad, or I heard on the news that this got hit really bad or something, so. Or Cote de Neige. Cote de Neige is great. My parents are always lucky. They always have power here. It could be a tornado and everything will be fine. So that's why I found myself here, chilling in this room. With all this cool stuff that my pops has. All this cool stuff. Beatles. The Beatles. And Johnny Lee Hooker. Pink Floyd. Coco. And you got Janis Joplin. All this stuff. And of course, you can't see, this is Ludwig von Beethoven. It's really cool. You can't even fathom how much stuff is here. It's nuts. A spanner of some sort would be insane. As in the character, or am I missing a conversation here? Oh yeah, I'm missing a whole bunch. Guessing a fish nugget. Oh, someone's wondering what fish wings are, I guess. Fish wings are they're pretty much fish nuggets that look like barbecue wings. You know what I mean? But the Frank's Red Hot ones, which are done by Highliner, are amazingly delicious and quite healthy too. Actually, it's actually like legitimate fish. It's not like processed and mechanically removed fish. It's the good stuff, and they're so good. Oh my god! That's what I mean. Like I get super super fresh pita, like fresh made that day pita. You you pretty much take the fish wings. What you do, I like to oven roast them. You oven roast them, and then you put a piece of lettuce in there with the fish wing. And since it already has Frank's Red Hot sauce in it, it already has seasoning and flavoring. Oh my God, so good. Oh, I'm drooling just thinking about it. So good. And now it's in the trash. Didn't even get to have it. Oh, what a world. Same thing. My Italian meatballs I bought, they're in the trash. All my fish I bought, all my salmon, my frozen vegetables, everything in the garbage. Giants bleed. I was worried when you never post about the Takara. Yeah, well, that's just it. There was big news with the Takara, Rhinox, and Scorponok. What day was that? That was a Thursday, and I was like, I remember when I saw that post, and it was like, oh, this is coming out. And I'm like, oh man, that would have been such a great historical segment to do because that's like that's has Takara ties to the Takara 2 packs that they did back in the day on the Japanese side of things. We got everything. Excuse me. We got everything individually over here except for the Megatron Optimus Bat 2 pack, Croc Bat 2 pack. But then they got individually sold, and then they got 2 pack versions. The individually sold had unique color schemes. The 2 packs had the colors that were based in the Western versions. And so the Stubborn Confrontation 2 pack was an actual 2 pack that existed back in 1998's Takara Beast Wars. So I love it when they do those homages to that. And we don't have a picture of the box yet, but they're going to do like the Optimus and the Megatron. They're going to do a box like that too with the old school box design. I love that stuff. That stuff's so cool. The throwback stuff. I'm glad we're getting it now. Yeah, he's referring to the old Marvel guys. Yeah, that's what I figured because I was like, oh, because there's Spanner and Scrounge and all of that. Man, we need a Scrounge. Gotta get a Scrounge. Mediamax Protoman. I know I know it's just a joke, but what is the in-universe explanation for GoBots being real in the MCU, but also people cosplaying as them? Well, how could we explain that? So, GoBots actually are not like Transformers. They're actually kind of like cyborgs, if anything, because their brains are put in those robot bodies. That's one thing that people don't realize about GoBots. They're not one for one like Transformers that are sentient robots. These are more cyborgs or not even androids, more cyborgs that have a human brain in them. And I guess the way we could explain it is, you know, somewhere in Jack Kirby's, huge spanning, universe of I don't want to like tie it in too much to like the Silver Surfer and the Beyonder and the In-Betweener and the Gardener and all of that, and of course Galactus and Thanos and the who am I? I don't know. It's just you could kind of tie it into that, some Adam Warlock and everything, but I mean, I would like it if like it was kind of something that makes sense, and to do that where it's like, okay, they got to Earth, they're part of the Marvel 616 universe. In the case of the MCU, it's not 616, it's whatever. What is the designation for the MCU? It must have a number also, like Earth whatever. I'm sure someone could Google that. But the Marvel MCU universe, where they at some point came to Earth and got a fandom. And then that guy really liked Psykill for some reason. I like to believe that they're based off of the Machine Robo designs, where Psykill Bike Robo, as he was called in Machine Robo, is actually a good guy. He was actually the leader of the Combiner team in Machine Robo. So I could see it as MCU Earth is 1999999. Well, there you go. Too many nines. They should have gave it a better number. Is that supposed to be because it started in 1999 of September 9th? Is that the reason? What movie came out in 1999? Because X-Men was in the 2000s. What's the correlation to 1999? Is that when Marvel went bankrupt and then they had to sell everything to Fox and Universal? I don't even know the connection there. What is 1999 in Marvel? When the speculator boom died and they weren't making money off of people buying 20 issues of Youngblood. Actually, that wouldn't be Marvel. That'd be Image. But they said a GoBot killed Drax's cousin. So if it's a GoBot, but was it Psykill? Or was it just a friend of Psykill's and he just wanted to attack Psykill? Was it actual Psykill or Bike Robo that killed Drax's cousin? Or was it a GoBot in general? Because, like, obviously, I was going to call her Minerva. What do you call it? Mantis said that a GoBot killed his cousin. So was it a Renegade? Was it a Machine Robo character? If it was a Renegade, does that mean Phytor or Crashor or Coptor working with the Renegades killed his cousin? Who is Drax's cousin? Because Drax never had a cousin in the MCU 616. He had his family that were killed by Thanos, and then that's really it. They never talked about an extended family, to my knowledge, and I followed the cosmic universe of Marvel pretty closely. So I was just curious if the number had any indication. September 9th, 1999. Final Fantasy VIII was released September 9th. Well, if somehow there's some connection between who was in Final Fantasy VIII? That was the one with what's his name there? Because he had Cloud and then the guy with the scar on his face and the gunblade. Oh my god, that was the worst one of the 3 PlayStation ones because I like 9 the best. What is his name? Squall? I think it was Squall. Was his name? And then there was Zelgadis was the boxer guy, and Queese was the girl with the nunchucks. I haven't played that game in like 20 years. I like Final Fantasy IX of the PlayStation trilogy. 9 was the best. Vivi, man. The Black Mage Vivi, yo. Number 1. Need a Death's Head movie. Bring Simon Furman in for that one. Do a Death's Head movie. That'd be pretty cool. Bridge the universes. Yeah, everyone's going to say Squall. I knew it. There we go. But yeah. How much time we got left? You know, we'll call it quits soon. It'll give time for Aaron to plan whatever he wants to talk about tonight. But I just wanted to let you guys know I'm okay. Everything's fine. If you don't see a segment on Monday, you know that I'm still in the winter wonderland that is Montreal, Canada. So if you don't see me on Monday, I'm still in this. And then hopefully by Tuesday we're back because I think we're going to have another reveal on Tuesday. I know Ben said that there's going to be some more stuff going up on pre-order and stuff through Hasbro Pulse, so there'll be a lot of cool stuff there. But we'll see what happens. A lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, both in the Montreal Frozen side and that of the Transformer world. Giants Bleed Proto, will you eventually do a segment on Hasbro bringing back plastic packaging? Oh, thank you for reminding me. Might as well talk about it a little bit here too, but so one thing that people need to understand about that article, I know that it was picking up steam in the Transformer community, but I think it's more going to apply to the Black Series and Marvel Legends stuff first and Lightning Collection for Power Ranger fans. I think that it's going to affect that stuff first, and then maybe they'll bring it into Transformers and everything. Because I'm pretty sure, like, if there's one thing that the G.I. Joe stuff, which I'm pretty sure G.I. Joe might actually fall into that too, but the G.I. Joe stuff, I see that with the Wrestlers and Marvel Legends. Those MFers, man, I don't want to swear because YouTube, with their algorithms, they always take down stuff like that. But they, man, so many times I'll walk by like a carded Marvel Legends, whatever. Let's say Spider-Man 2099. And there's some random garbage, like dollar store action figure put in there that was returned. And the Walmart employer, the Toys R Us employee doesn't know any better because it was carefully removed. They carefully took it out. They put the figure nicely back in. And then they returned it and they said, oh, I never opened it. And, the Walmart employee doesn't care and it ends up back on the peg. And I think that with the advent of closed boxes, what happens then on top of that is now you have all of these collectors who are buying stuff and they don't even know that it's been swapped. They go home, it's swapped, they open it, they get frustrated, they come back, and then you don't know if they're lying or not. Because now it could be a situation where if it's a closed box, you could You could literally go home, open it, then throw junk in it and come back and go, oh, someone screwed me over. So it creates this situation where a lot of people are probably getting screwed over. There probably was a lot of theft. I'm guarantee, and this is where it matters most, Amazon probably was getting screwed over. People were probably returning to Amazon. Everything was closed boxes. Amazon, through their system where everything just has to be done quickly and no one cares about if anything's quality, I'm pretty sure Amazon got screwed over big time. It became a huge problem. And then Amazon, which really is the pants that wears everything in this world, probably went to Hasbro and go, bruh, what's going on? So it probably ended up that kind of situation where they're just going like, hey, man, like people are being douchebags, more or less. I'll say that. I don't care about that. But because that was something that was going on like crazy during the Armada Energon era where people were swapping toys. People would, there's this great image online. It's Cybertron. God, who's the guy who looks like Bulkhead? Oh my goodness, the green Speed Planet vehicle that looks like that has the Bulkhead head on him. Oh my God, his name's on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, like I remember a guy stole that, took that, put a green tractor trailer from the dollar store or something and returned it. And I'm like, well, I guess he made sure to include the same color figure. Or people would take wrestling figures or GI Joe figures and put garbage back. They put like they'd go to like the dollar store and buy like a garbage bootleg, army figure. Crumple Zone. Thank you, Tucker. So it's like it's something where I'm sure there was tons of returns, and then Amazon probably was the one who said, "Hey man, stop this! Like I know that you're trying to save the planet, which is really save money, on not having to use plastics, but you're costing us money. And we're the ones that wear the pants in this relationship, and you're going to do what we tell you to do." And so that's what really happened, more or less, in my opinion, what I think really happened with that. And look, it used to be where it's like, you could say to yourself, oh, you can know if the toy was stolen because if you shook the box and if it's rattling in there, like that it was shoddily like tie wrapped down by the guy who returned it. But today, now our accessories are wrapped in tissue paper and then put into the box and then it rattles around in there. You don't even know anymore. You don't even know if anything's good or not. So I'm pretty sure that's the primary reason. I don't know if Aaron jumped in and gave his opinion. I'm pretty sure you could give his tonight. Be sure to ask him that. I'm pretty sure he would know. I mean, they're saying like, oh, they found a new kind of plastic that's more economically friendly for the bubble. Hey, that's great. If that's true, then that's fantastic. But then you probably should have done it from the beginning and saved people a lot of trouble, because the theft is brutal. It's absolutely brutal, the amount of theft that's going on. If you give people opportunities to be assholes, a lot of time they will take the opportunity to be an asshole, unfortunately. And there's more people that are assholes than noble, if I see anything like that in this world. So it's such a shame. Imagine buying something, keeping it sealed in the box for years on display, then opening it and not what you thought the whole time. Imagine you're a mint and box collector. You bought like sealed Rodimus. Like there was a time where I would buy like 3 of every Rodimus product. By the time you get the Commander class, then it's like, or Masterpiece, you're not buying mint and box anymore. But imagine you bought like a Commander Rodimus, you have it for like 10 years, and then like you finally one day decide to sell it to somebody or open it, and you end up finding out it's a whole bunch of garbage. It's all of a sudden it's Littlest Pet Shop accessories or something they threw in there. Oh man, it would be crazy. Billy B, industrial hemp plastic. Then people would be buying Transformers for other reasons. Gonna get high with Skylinks. I'm gonna answer just a few more and then we're gonna call it quits for today, my peeps. I apologize that we're not doing a full 2 hours today, but I'm just kind of here just to kind of take a shower, eat some food, enjoy the warmth while I can. And then just do a quick live stream with you guys here tonight to let you know everything's okay before going back to the darkness. That is, what time is it now? 6 o'clock. It's already, the sun is setting. So I'm going to go back to the darkness, make sure my cat is okay, and make sure I didn't get robbed. Alarm system probably isn't working. Who knows? It's such a mess. Oh, God. Such a mess. So that's it, more or less, guys. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for coming to this impromptu early live stream. I know we didn't. I didn't announce it or anything. Again, doing a tweet is difficult. Doing an Instagram is difficult. All that stuff. The original Malibu Stacy was edible, made out of a potato, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so thanks again all for coming. Again, thanks to Symbiote Studios and all my sponsors. Thanks for Aaron Archer and the crew. Aaron Archer and Wendell and everyone, letting everyone know that I'm alive to the audiences that caught that. And just thanks to everyone who gave the super chats and stuff. That will definitely go towards some food. That's for sure. 100%. I guarantee that. What is Protoman eating tonight? I have no idea. Harvey's. It's a Canadian fast food chain here. Maybe I'll get a hot dog and a French fry and a grape drink. I love me some grape drink. So get me some purple stuff. So that's definitely what the money's going towards. Not toys, that's for sure. Got to fill that fridge back up when we get electricity back, which we still don't have yet. My neighbor said that he was going to text me when we get electricity back. So we'll see what happens. But thanks again, everyone, for coming. Thanks again for this impromptu live stream in the Record Cave. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Records everywhere. Records everywhere. Look at all this records. My dad has 1 million records. We got Rolling Stones and probably more Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones. Popper, these all Rolling Stones? Shit, it's all Rolling Stones. Look at all these singles. Oh, jeez. Anyways, a lot of crazy stuff here. You can't, like, again, there's a pillar here, and then it's a labyrinth of more records. There's like 2 rows of just everything. It's crazy. Thanks all for coming to the Transformers Slag podcast live stream from. You got to see the dogs too, big and small. I love them all. Take care, everyone. Thanks for coming, and hopefully we'll be back in the Transformer room by next week. I'm out of here. Take care of yourself, and I'm going back to the cold. See you later.